Okay, guys, so in this lecture, we are going to talk about prefixes of O-level physics. Okay, so in the previous lecture, we gave an introduction to physical quantities. Okay, and we talked about the 7 fundamental physical quantities. Now, in this lecture, we are going to talk about prefixes. Okay, so basically, prefixes are pre means before. Okay, pre means before. So these are actually the symbols or letters which are written before another symbol. Okay, we must have seen you must have seen physical quantities in other places as well. For example, centimeters, you must have come across this unit of measurement. This C over here, the centi, is a prefix, and meter, this is the unit, the SI unit, correct? So basically these prefixes are written in front of another physical quantity. More to be more specific, these prefixes are actually usually, well, actually not always, but usually they are written in front of other SI units. Okay, but that's not a rule. Okay, they can be used in other places as well. And for example, you must have heard about kilograms. Kilograms itself is an SI unit. In kilograms, this kilo, the K, is a prefix itself. Okay, but kilograms as a whole is an SI unit. Now, let's look at a few examples of prefixes that we'll be using throughout our O-level physics and even in our A-level physics when you move on to A-level physics. So these are going to be used. So these are actually very important to understand right over here. Okay, so we'll start out from the very first one. It's giga. Giga means 10 raised to the power of 9. Okay, every prefix has a meaning. Okay, giga means 10 raised to the power of 9. Mega, 10 raised to the power 6. Kilo is 10 raised to the power 3. Minus 1. Deci is 10 raised to the power minus 1. Centi is 10 raised to the power of minus 2. Milli is 10 raised to the power of minus 3. Micro is minus 6. And nano is minus 9. Sorry about that. It's minus 9. Okay. Now, basically, I've written them down from biggest to smallest. Okay, so this value over here, the giga, has the largest value, whereas the nano has the smallest value. Okay, now why do we need to use these? Why can't we use some numbers directly without using the prefix? Okay, so the reason for that is right over here. They're used for expressing numbers which are either too big or too small to write. Okay, so we actually use prefixes for our own ease. We write them so as to handle the numbers with ease. Okay, so this is an example right over here. 0.01 meters actually means 1 centimeters. So it's easier to write 1 centimeter rather than writing the zeros and then points. And sometimes there are chances of errors in writing down the number when there are a large number of zeros. For example, if you have 0.000001, so there is a high chance that you might miss out a zero over here. So instead, in order to eliminate that error, we use prefixes. Okay, now I'm gonna teach you how to use these prefixes instead of these zeros. Okay, it's written right over here. First of all, you should know the meaning of these prefixes. So I would suggest please learn this table right over here. Okay, these numbers, these should be on your fingertips. Okay, and by the way, these are the symbols used for each of the prefix. For giga, it's an uppercase G. For mega, it's an uppercase M. For kilo, which you are familiar with, which means 10 raised to the power of 3, means has a symbol of lowercase k. So anything that you see with kilo used, for example, kilometers has a lowercase k. Kilograms has a lowercase k. Okay, and that actually means 10 raised to the power of 3. Okay, anyways, we are going to talk about it in detail right now. So mega, okay, so let's start out by talking about giga first. Giga means 10 raised to the power of 9. Okay, what is 10 raised to the power of 9? Well, if you have done your O-level math or you have any basic idea from your O-level math, you might be knowing that 10 raised to the power of 9 actually means that there is a 1 which is being multiplied by 10 whose power is 9. Correct? And power of 9 actually means there are 9 zeros in front of it. Correct? So this is a large number. This large number. 10 raised to the power of 9 actually represents this large number with 9 zeros. Mega, on the other hand, has 10 raised to the power 6, which represents a number with 6 zeros. Okay. So giga represents 9 zeros, mega represents 6 zeros, kilo represents 3 zeros, 1,000. Okay. Deci, on the other hand, has a negative power, 10 raised to the power of minus 1. So how to deal with the negative powers? Okay, guys, remember one thing. So as we dealt with the giga, mega, and kilo, I told you that giga means 1 raised to the power of 9, correct? Over here, deci also means 1 raised to the power of minus 1, okay? Instead of 9, it's minus 1. Okay, what is this minus 1? What does this minus sign indicate? Okay, so the minus sign actually means that the decimal, there is always a decimal, okay? At the end of every number, there is a decimal. Always remember that there is a decimal written at the end of every number, and you must be knowing this from your previous mathematical knowledge. Okay, whenever you have a negative sign in the power, negative sign actually means something that is being divided. Okay, it means something that is being divided. So this actually can be written as 1 upon 10 raised to the power of 1. Okay, when you divide it, when you bring this 10 in the denominator, when you divide the 1 by the 10, the power becomes positive. Okay, why? Because it actually meant that the 10 is in the denominator. Whenever you go into the denominator, the power, this index, it becomes positive. Okay, now you can solve it using your mathematical rule. This is your this is your decimal. Okay, in the denominator you have a 10, so you could just jump it by 1 digit. Okay, as you jump it by 1 digit, the decimal comes right over here, so this becomes 0.1, correct? 0.1 can be written as 0.1. So deci actually means 0.1. Okay, now instead of doing all this, you could just directly do the following. 1 raised to the power of 1 multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 1. You identify that there is a negative sign right over here. What you do is you just jump the decimal by the number of times, by this number which is written right over here, by the power which is written right over here. So over here in this case it's 1, so you just jump it by 1 digit and it becomes 0.1. Okay, in case of kilo, in case of centi, just do the same. Centi means 10 raised to the power of minus 2, which can be written as 1 times 10 raised to the power of minus 2. And in this case, the decimal is going to jump by 2 digits, 1 and 2. The decimal is right over here. Okay, look at the number of semicircles. The first semicircle, which has 1 beneath it, you're going to skip that. Okay, the semicircle which is made, which already has a number, you're going to skip that one. And the next semicircle, which does not have any number, you're just going to add a 0 over here. So this becomes 0.01. And 0.01 can be written as 0.01. So centi actually means 0.01, which is the same thing as 10 raised to the power of minus 2. Similarly, milli also means something similar. Milli means 10 raised to the power of minus 3, which can be written as 1 raised to the power of minus 3. And so again, do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. There are 2 semicircles which are empty, and one is this first semicircle already has 1 number beneath it. It has a 1. So you're just going to add 2 zeros in front of it. It becomes 0.001, and this can be written as 0.001. Okay, for milli. What about micro? The symbol for micro is mu. This is called mu, and well, this is actually this is mu. Okay, this is not u. Okay, this is not u. This is not u. It's mu. Okay, now anyways, the symbol is important. You don't need to know the name of the symbol because it's not going to be asked, but the symbol is important. You should know what this symbol represents. This symbol means 10 raised to the power minus 6. Now this time, okay guys, remember one thing. This backward going is only possible when you have a negative power in the 10. Okay, if you don't have negative power in the 10, then this backward jumping is not possible. Okay, if you have a positive power, for example, in the case of giga, mega, kilo, these powers are positive. So instead of going backwards, the decimal went forward. If you look at it carefully, initially we had a decimal right over here. Before it was multiplied with this 9, 10 raised to the power of 9. But after this 1 got multiplied with 10 raised to the power of 9, this decimal moved forward. to the right hand side. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 by 9 digits. Okay, so it moved forward by 9 digits. The decimal comes over here. That's why we added 9 zeros in front of it. Okay, this is the logic behind it. The same is the case over here. Moved in front by 10 digits, moved in front by 3 digits. Okay, but over here with negative powers, the decimal, instead of going for to the right hand side, it goes to the left hand side. Okay, and by the way, negative power indicates a smaller number, positive power indicates a larger number. Okay, so giga is actually the largest number. I told this in the beginning that I've written it down from largest to smallest, and nano right over here, this is the smallest number. Okay, anyways, now micro is 10 raised to the power of minus 6. It actually means that 1 is being multiplied by 10 raised to the power of minus 6. Again, the decimal which is in front right over here will go back by 6 digits. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, so there are 5 empty semicircles in front of the one on the left hand side. So the number becomes 0.00001. Okay, and then in case of nano, which symbol is small n, 10 raised to the power minus 9 again means the same thing, 0.0000078 and then 1. Okay, so again the decimal which was initially right over here moved 9 digits backwards. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so this is the meaning of prefixes, and this is how you convert them into numbers. Okay, in the next lecture or in the next video, I'm gonna explain how you can actually interconvert these prefixes from one form to the other. Okay, how you can convert let's say giga into nano or giga into meters, and also I'm gonna explain you actually giga into milli actually, and I'm also going to explain you in the next lecture how to convert a number 0.001 into, let's say, 1 millimeter, how to convert a small number or a very big number into a prefix. Okay, so if you are new, please do subscribe, and thank you so much. That's it for this video.